Unit 15 Government Control of Land Use. Exercise 15-1. Why should the following factors be taken into account in formulating a general plan for a newly incorporated suburban city? Proximity, 20 miles, to city of 2 million population. Answer. A city of 2 million would influence the expected population, commercial development, and property uses of a nearby suburban community. Increasing housing demand in the city would make surrounding property more desirable, just as the expense of commercial development in the city would bring business to outlying communities. The result would be greater demand for city and consumer services in the affected communities. A county plan encouraging commercial development. Answer. A county plan encouraging commercial development would increase the predictability of the above conditions. A no-growth initiative passed by voters of a neighboring city. Answer. If a community limits development, greater demand for both residential and commercial uses may be placed on nearby communities. A generally hilly terrain with past mudslide problems. Answer. Development always will be limited by geologic features that prevent safe construction or require the imposition of strict controls. Exercise 15-1. Ernest Holmes is subdividing the Eagle Ranch property. Ernest's subdivision map was approved, and a notice of intention was filed with the real estate commissioner. Ernest then decided to change the deeds to include more CCRs. Must Ernest notify the commissioner? Answer. Yes, because inclusion of more property restrictions is a material change in the subdivision offering. 2. Describe the differences between the Subdivision Map Act and Subdivided Lands Law in the following areas. Number of subdivision units or parcels. Subdivision Map Act 2 or more. Subdivided Lands Law 5 or more. Inclusion of undivided interests. Map Act no. Lands Law yes. Inclusion of timeshares. Map Act no. Lands Law yes. Inclusion of stock cooperatives. Map Act only if 5 or more units are converted. Lands Law, yes. Opportunity for notice and hearing. Map Act only if significant deprivation of other landowners' property rights is involved. Lands Law, number. Exercise 15-3. The Smiths are selling their house without an agent. What forms of discrimination are acceptable in their consideration of prospective purchasers? Answer. The Smiths are prohibited from all forms of unlawful discrimination in the sale of their house. Review questions. 1. Land use policies and goals are established through a. The general plan. 2. The general plan must consider d. Housing at all income levels. 3. Planning for future development does not include consideration of a. Solid waste management. b. Conservation of natural resources. c. Safety. d. Contractors' license law. The answer is D. 4. Zoning ordinances are an exercise of a government's c. Police power. 5. A property owner deprived by a zoning ordinance of the privileges enjoyed by owners of other property in the vicinity may apply for b. A variance. 6. Land may be subdivided for purposes of a. Sale. b. Lease. c. Financing. d. All of these. The answer is D. 7. The Subdivided Lands Law applies to subdivisions of land into b. 5 or more parcels. 8. An out-of-state subdivider of California Land A. must procure a public report. 9. A standard subdivision includes b. No common interests. 10. A subdivision consisting of individually owned lots as well as areas owned in common is a. A planned development. 11. A subdivision consisting of individual ownership of airspace and areas owned in common is c. A condominium project. 12. A corporation holds title to property and shareholders having a right of occupancy to part of the property own the corporation in d. A stock cooperative project. 13. The subdivision public report is issued by c. The real estate commissioner. 14. A final subdivision public report has an initial term of d. 5 years. 15. The Subdivision Map Act allows b. local jurisdictions to determine whether a subdivision is desirable. 16. A proposed subdivision is covered by b. the Subdivided Lands Law. 17. Disclosure of the fact that property is located in a special study zone must be made by c. the real estate agent who represents the seller. 18. Discrimination in housing is prohibited by c. both state and federal laws. 19. A homeowner whose property is exempt from the requirements of the Federal Fair Housing Act will still be subject to a. the 1866 Civil Rights Act. 20. The broadest prohibition against all forms of discrimination in the sale of residential real estate is found in c. California law. This is the end Unit 15 Government Control of Land Use. And the end of the principal's course. Congratulations.